morning, and welcome to this week's Fibrific live craft and chat. Nearly forgot what we called it. How is that for a start of a live stream? Our live craft and chat. So, in this week, I want to talk to you about how it is show season here in Australia. So, it is coming into winter. Actually, I think it is winter. It's technically winter now here in Australia. Has been for a week. I'm really not, up to date with the seasons, obviously. And so we have all our big winter shows coming. So lots of like Redlands Spinners is coming in a couple of weeks, and Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show. I know that the Big Stitches and Craft Show is on here in Brisbane this weekend. They tend to be spread out throughout the year, but I just wanted to say a huge sorry if I miss people's messages this week and in the next few weeks. It's just going to be a little bit chaotic. And so then I'm, just trying to keep up with everything. So trying to make new stock and bring out new things. So, it's chaos time. So first thing I want to say is welcome to everybody in the chat. There's so many of you already here. I popped in just to sort of start popping out screens and getting things ready. And then I noticed that there were 2 people already in the chat beforehand. Naughty Little Skane and Freaky Geek were having a convo in the chat 40 minutes before the live stream. So thank you to you guys for being there and having fun in there and for, chatting with each other rather than just sort of sitting there, which would have been 40 minutes. It's a long run. And then about 10 minutes before the stream, I've sort of popped back in again. And there was like 15 of you in there chatting. So thank you so much to all of you popping into chat early. I know YouTube is not always the best at giving us our notifications. So what I do and what I recommend that you do is at about now, pop into your calendar, into your personal calendar, or however you remind yourself to do things, that we have our live chat on 10 a.m. Brisbane time this week. Block it out so that people can't book things in over the top of what you want to do. So that's what I do. I try and do it for a few other friends as well who live chat as well. So a Freaky Geek saying Naughty Little Skane was there first. Well, thank you, Naughty Little Skane, for being first. So I've got so much to talk about today, guys. So much. I've got a big long list of things here to remind me to tell you. Okay. Freaky says my personal calendar is more messed up than I am. I get that. I understand that. Where is my microphone? Why can you not hear me properly? I mean, I've got it on. I've just got it out of camera. Let me know if you can hear me and see me and all that sort of stuff, and I will change things. Freaky wants to know about your dyeing pans. Yeah, I replied to Freaky's message, or at least I thought I did. It's not as loud as it usually is. Do you need it a bit louder? I actually did some software stuff, so I'm just I'll pump up. There we go. Oh, it's just I noticed it was hitting the yellows all the time, and I didn't want to deafen you all. So yeah, that's all. You on live chat? Yes, I am on live chat. I am. I've got my live chat on. Do you have yours on? So what you need to do is just double check. You might have a little message somewhere that says top chat. If you click that, you've got a second option for live chat. Just make sure you don't miss any of the message in our chat. Everyone's good. All audio is good. Okay, cool. Yeah, it was a software thing I did because I noticed that when I'm testing it, sometimes the microphone goes from green to yellow. And I don't know how that affects you guys. And, I don't want to add to that. What if it makes squeaky, horrible noises? That would be bad. Anyway, Freaky says, I up the volume to hear when I can't see right. Okay. That's bizarre. In my cup today is the gorgeous T2 Licorice Legs tea. It keeps my throat nice and, supple, so that I don't lose my voice while we chat for an hour and a half. If I press Alt, I can pause the chat to make it easier for spanner accuracy. Oh, that's brilliant. That's good news. No more accidentally sending out the wrong people. But Nice says it's 7 p.m. here for me. That's right. Pop it into your calendar at whatever time it is in your local time zones. So yeah. First thing I want to talk about is a little bit related to the title of this, which is show season. I've got the Redlands, warped and twisted. I always think it's twisted and warped, but warped and twisted show that is on the 18th of June. It's a Tuesday. If you're in the Brisbane region, book in a leave day, get in your car, come down, say hi. I'll be there. And I will, we'll say hi. We can chat about yarn. We may not get much time to chat because it's a little bit chaotic, but it's such a good day. So if you're able, or if you're local, definitely pop down to the Redlands Open Day. I've got some details over on my Instagram feed. I have to double check. I may not have it on Facebook yet, but I definitely put it into my Instagram story and then into the Instagram highlights. Excuse me. So if you want to come along to that, that would be great. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about with that is that sometimes, especially when you go to these shows, you have like this mental shopping list of things that you want, and then you get there, your shopping list goes out the window, and you forget the things you need and you buy things you don't need. So something that I give you guys access to, which is that you can pre-order your items on my website for pickup at the show. So last night I have enabled the Redlands Spinners and Weavers pre-order pickup. So it's just to make sure that if you want something in particular, that you don't miss out. And also if it's something that might sell pretty quick, because some things do, some things don't. I can never tell what's going to work and what's not going to work. It just makes it so that you can remember that special thing. Like if you're like, I absolutely need an 80 centimeter 3.25 mil for this project, you can buy it, you can pay for it on the website, and then it's there waiting for you to pick up. No one else is going to come in and buy them all out from under you because yours is already put away. Yours gets packed before I pack the car. So they get put in their little bags and popped in the front seat so that they're special and that I don't forget them. And yeah, they get packed in the car. Kim is very tempted to bail on Pilates so she can come to the actual show. Personally, I would, but that's me. I'm any excuse to go to yarny things is that's what I do. Black Pearl Knit says that's true. Game Widows calls it squirrel shopping. It is absolutely squirrel shopping. It's like nuts, more nuts, all the nuts. So yeah, definitely. Where are we? Oh, Kim's explaining the Kevin dialogue. That's hilarious. So that was one thing I wanted to talk about. The next thing I wanted to talk about is Fiberific Inspo, you guys. Next week is a dye stream. So if you want to have me look at your photo and dye yarn to match your photo, then you should totally jump in to Instagram, hashtag your photos with Fiberific Inspo. I'll pick out a few. As time goes forward and there gets to be too many for me to choose, I'm actually going to start running polls so you guys can help me pick which ones I'm going to dye. I'll like shortlist, say, 10, like 6 or something, because I can normally only get about 3 or 4 done in a dye stream, and so we can shortlist it and run polls. But at the moment it seems that we're all a bit out of practice with the old dye stream, and there's not very many pictures coming in for me to choose, so I might have to choose some of my own pictures the way we're going. Go away message from the good guys. Apparently I've got store discount of 10%. Woo. Vivian is carding some mohair as she listens. Hey Vivian, can't wait to catch up with you at Bendigo. So yeah, we've got dye stream next week, and so it's going to be really, really fun. Dude, I posted for. I know you did, Kim. I know you posted for the other day, but I think between you and 1 or 2 others, that's all there's been since the last dye stream. Sherry Downey says that she wants to go through her pictures because she wants to send some in. Absolutely, pop them in. Just don't forget hashtag Fiberific Inspo. And if we're not friends on Instagram and you have a private account, I'm not going to see them. So you either need to send me through a friend request, or you can make your account unprivate for a time so we can, until I've got the photo captured. That would be cool too. Andrew says, I'm talking to my auntie and trying to get her photos included. Her eye for color is amazing. That would be amazing. But you can use previous photos, not just photos from the last month. That's true, Kim. And I do go through and pick some out sometimes, but I try to pick similar color themes so that I don't have to make up too many different colors at once, and I don't end up with any dye wastage. So at the moment, they're all sort of like really different, and I love that they're different. But yeah, I try to make up things in color batches where if I, so the first photo I do, I needs a yellow, I've got a yellow, but the next photo needs a green, I can add a bit of blue to that green sort of thing. But yeah, so, and then the next thing I wanted to talk about, just moving my very, very excessively hot, I did not put enough cool water in it. I'm just going to lean over here, just lean over. I'm just grabbing some things out of this bag, and then I will, there's the hook. I was really hoping it was in the bag because I'm all professional. I didn't check. That's gotta go there. All right, so I'm just going to change a camera angle here so you can see this pile. Oh, thank you. Yes, it is a nice bag. More unicorn hair merch. Oh, sorry, it was literally, I'm using it as a craft bag, you guys. It wasn't meant to be a thing. So here I've got this big pile of stuff. I'm just going to quickly check that it's, all good. So we've got this big pile of stuff here, and what this is where I'm up to with the Charlotte's Dream blanket. And I'm just going to pull this one aside because it's actually attached to a ball of yarn. I don't want to lose it. It's what I'm currently working on, this particular blurple square. And so I don't want to lose that. So it is this big pile of, stuff. We've got all these amazing colours. The colours are not showing up on this camera at all. I don't think I can fix it midstream. I thought I had it all sorted out. That green is not that green at all. That green is this green here. So it is poison ivy. That's terrible. That's terrible colour, Chantel. You really need to fix that. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can fix that. So that's the HD webcam. Configure the video. Let's see if it's going to let me give it a little tweak live. Hang on, I just need to bring this over so I can see what I'm doing. That's very bad. Okay, we're not going to win here. We're not winning. It's going to let me do a little bit of something, but nothing too dramatic. It's basically killing everything. So, guys, the Charlotte's Dream Kit, it's happening. I've done all the math using some other people's projects as well as where I'm up to. I've been weighing all the different squares at their different points, and then I'm adding in a bit of extra for security yarn. So basically, this kit will include 1.3 kilos of hand-dyed yarn. I'm also tossing in a packet of lockable stitch markers because there's a particular round where I highly recommend the stitch marker option, at least for your first few times. So we've got a special price. So what you're going to get is you'll get 350 grams of the Grizzle Grey. You'll get 350 grams in the natural. And then you'll get 50 gram skeins of 12 of the other colours. Like all these colours, you'll get 50 gram skein of 12 colours. So that comes out to 1.3 kilos of beautiful hand-dyed yarn. And we're going to have a special price, which I've lost my piece of paper. Hang on. There it is. For those of you that jump in on this from this live stream before we go public on the website, so you'll need to PM me, send me a PM through Instagram. if you send me a PM through Instagram, this kit valued at $380 plus postage, I'll be able to give it to you for, what have I written down here? For 320 plus post. So this is just for you guys who are here on the live stream, because you've been really supportive, and it's just your encouragement has just kept me working on this so much. I originally was just making this for me, okay? So I was originally just like, I want a nice blanket that will showcase all my pretty new yarns, and so I started working on it, and then all the encouragement that you guys gave me meant that I contacted the designer. I got sort of approval, sort of, as much as she can give. Um, and I'll have some notes with the pattern as well, just letting you know the variations. I do use a 3mm hook rather than the 3.5 because the yarn is finer. It will make a slightly smaller blanket than the pattern specifies, but not by a lot. I've got lots of measurements and what have you if you are interested. So if you PM me on Instagram, I'll send you a PayPal. First of all, I'll get you a postage quote. If you're outside of Australia, I'll get you a postage quote. Kim Scullen saying, so 320 plus post instead of 380, was that right? That's right, Kim. That's for you guys here on this particular live stream. You guys are always so amazing and supportive, and I can't always do the stuff I want to do, but this way, I can do this. So for those of you that want this and pre-order it now, then you can absolutely grab it. 1.3 kilos, so if it's international, the postage is going to be there as well, but then you get the advantage of the fact that the Aussie dollar is absolutely rubbish at the moment. Bendigo pickup is available, but if you want it for the 320, you'll need to prepay now, and then I'll have it for you at Bendigo. Where are we? Did you convert to US dollars? I don't have a conversion for the US dollars handy, so you guys will need to, those of you in the US will need to work that out. But what I'll do is I will send you a PayPal invoice in Australian dollars with your postage cost as well. But I will definitely give you your postage quote before you 100% accept, because it will depend on where it's going to in the world. That postage will change. So Odd But Nice says repeat because my computer went crazy. Odd But Nice, my kit here for the Charlotte's Dream in the beautiful Pegasus hand-dyed yarn, 1.3 kilos, 350 grams of the Grizzle Grey, 350 grams in the beautiful natural, plus 12 50-gram balls in the different colours, or skeins, I should say. Everything comes in skeins. For you guys only for 320 Australian plus postage. Everything's plus postage. In Australia, it's the standard flat rate postage. But outside of Australia, I need to charge what I'm charged. Pip and Poppycock saying about $220 US for 1.3 kilos of beautiful Australian hand-dyed yarn. So I was really like, wanted to make sure that there was enough of everything before we finally went forward. And so I've actually added in an extra 50 grams of the main colours, because I would hate it if we get to the end and there's not enough, because there's a number of people that have made the proper kit, the sheepies kit, and they're getting to the end and they don't have enough grey. So I wanted to double check that that I was going to have enough, and 350 grams will give you ample. Now I will make sure that you have gauge to measure to. There's lots of measurements that I've done. I've got them all written down. If you need to know any, let me know. And because my squares do come out a dash smaller, so yeah. Freaky wants to know if I can order this in September. You can, Freaky, but you will be on the normal price of $350. So yeah, so this is only if you order in the next before Monday of my time, so that's Sunday night for you guys, for some of you guys. I want to make sure that you're all aware that anything before Monday will get this special price, so that those who are watching the replay have got time as well, because I know not everybody can watch it. Then It's on to the 350. Once it's on the website, it's 350. So at the moment, it's not on the website. I've still got ends to weave in, and I want to stitch it together. And I've still got so much to do. Look at these colors. They're so cute. So yeah. So that's where we're at with this. So I wanted to pull this one aside because that's the one attached to the ball. And pop all this. So what do you think? Do you guys think that it's, it's beautiful? Like, I'm really biased because I hand dye these yarns and I pick these colors myself. What do you think? Do you think that this is exciting? I'm fully excited, as you can tell. So Andrew says, you said sheepies. I'm rubbing off on you. I know. Freaky says that's roughly $3.55 for me, not counting taxes and shipping. Is the Australian dollar and the Canadian dollar similar? I didn't realise that. So where are we? I'm really happy with it. Odd But Nice says my birthday is next month, so I can get one. Just PM you on Instagram. That's right. So send me a PM on Instagram. Just say, hey, I want a Charlotte's Dream Pegasus kit or something along those lines, so I know what you're talking about and that you saw the live stream. And give me your country location so that I can give you a postage quote, and then I'll need your PayPal address and your postal address to get it to you. Now, I'm not going to be shipping these until next week, just so you know. I won't be shipping anything till Friday of next week. So I've got to make all the skeins, like I've got to make them into 50-gram skeins and things. There's lots of colours all dyed and ready. They're just not in their right sizes yet. So we'll get there. So 350 Australian is 328 Canadian. There you go. Oh wow, I didn't realise the Australian dollar was so strong against the Canadian dollar. I always thought the Canadian and the US dollar were similar. Okay, good to know. Good to learn. Thank you, Freaky. So I've just been living these squares. I've actually, I went away this weekend over to Skein Sisters in Sydney and caught up with a whole pile of my sort of crafting buddy girlfriends, and I did a workshop with Deanne from Adobe Designs, which was amazing. If you ever get an opportunity to do a workshop with Deanne, you need to jump at it. She's a fantastic teacher. Everything was amazingly clear. There were fantastic handouts. Everything was just amazing. Kim says all the pre-orders won't get to read my copy. They will. They'll look online, and I'll make sure your copy goes into some posts, okay, Kim? Because I love your copy. It's amazing. So, sorry, sidetracked. Annie says, thank you, Chantel, for doing this. I have been on board since you started it. You have, Annie. You absolutely have. And you've been a really big driving force. But I also really wanted to make sure that I got it right. So I'm sorry if it took a bit longer, but I wanted to make sure it's right. Now, I don't actually have a final measurement yet. I've got an estimated measurement because, I haven't put it together yet. But I've got square sizes and I've been able to roughly sort things out. Addie Day is saying we had so much fun. We did. And just for those of you that are going to say it, I did not end up in the naughty corner. I was a good girl. Only a little bit cheeky, a little bit. So, but yeah, but I highly recommend it, and I highly recommend Deanne as a teacher, like without a doubt. The instructions were fantastic. Now, I left my little cozy that I'm working on inside because I keep being tempted to pick it up and work on that when I need to do this. Odd But Nice says, so can we get the quote now, then pick our colours later? So Odd But Nice, I've got a standard 12 pack of colours, which is all of these. So if you want something a little bit different, message me and we'll sort something out, okay? I'm happy to do that for you guys, but the kit will just be the 12 colours that I've got, plus the natural and plus the grizzle grey. Yeah, those you can't see them all, but there are 12. If you look on Instagram, you can see the two different. I've got two different packs of sort of groupings of 6. You get both. You get all of it. So yeah, you'll get all the things. So but yeah, I'm so like I am over the top excited right now. Because I want to finish this. I want to work on my cup cozy. I'm desperate to start the cowl. So it was a sort of like a little, workshop size version of Deanne's 90-degree cowl. Highly recommend that pattern. I am just keen to start it, but I have to finish this first. I'm making myself finish this first. I don't normally do that. I'm normally like, yep, next. But no, I'm been loving working on this. It's all these colors. Those of you that know me know I get bored very easily. I'm definitely more of a process knitter than a product knitter. I like to learn the new thing and move on. So, learn this bit, then learn, the grey bits, and then learn the bit on the outside. I'm like, yep, I've done a square. Move on. I do a lot of that. But for this one, I've just been loving it so much that I've done all 12 squares are at least up to here. The next 6 are up to the end of section 3. And now I'm just adding in, there were 2 extra rows that needed adding in, which are not in the different sections. Keen to start what I had to feed the cat. I'm keen to start the Adobe Designs 90-degree cowl. Did I get that name right, Adobe? Very keen to start that cowl. It looks gorgeous. And I showed my dad last night, and like just the cozy bit that I was working on. He was just like, that is insane. Annie, are you okay? Says the Instagram photos show the colours much better. If you're up in the air about it, go check the Instagram. Absolutely. The photos on Instagram are way better than what you're seeing here. For sure. Like, for sure. 90 degrees cowl. Yes, that's it. The 90 degrees cowl. And so, yeah. So, so keen to start the 90 degrees cowl, but I'm working on this. Abby has actually been a bit with the gloves that I started last week. For a start, she got me to ditch those and do them in a crochet pattern. And now she's like, yeah, whatever, I don't actually need gloves anymore. I found my old ones. And I'm just like, okay, I won't do them then. So I've pulled those out. So I've got some cutler for myself. Freaky Geek and Jennifer are having a discussion over these colours would make a fantastic fair isle. Jennifer, all of these colours are available in 25 gram skeins as well. So I don't have all 12 colours up on the website yet, but over the next week, all 12 colours plus extras, because I also have a lot of natural sort of coffee colours and things that were probably a dash too close to the cream, and I wanted a bit more contrast. So there's a lot more colours as well, and they're all available in 25 gram skeins, which is around 100 meters. So if you want to have a few colors, you can totally go that way as well. So where'd that? That's some fluff, random fluff. So yeah, so if you say you wanted a Fair Isle sweater and you needed like 6 scans, we're calling them scans today, everybody. 6 skeins of the grey, plus an assortment of the colors. PM me, you guys. You guys are getting special deals today. So if you want to do something like that, let me know and I'll try and work out a nice little package price for you. Sally's popped a link up for something. I can't see what the link is for, so hopefully it's for something good. Sherry's loving my colors. Thank you, Sherry. So excited. I'm a bit overexcited. I try not to do the hard sell with you guys. It's not my thing. I don't find that to be a comfortable thing, but I'm so excited that I'm ready for this, and I'm like, have the information. Here's your information. So yeah, it's it's exciting. It's all very exciting for me to have such a large scale project so close to done. So close. It's not done, but we're close to done. Hey, Janine Peterson, welcome to the chat. So I will mention, this whole sort of thing again about, a bit later on in the stream. You guys know I like to do it a couple of times for those that come in a bit later. But I'm just having a little tata. I probably should have wound another ball of the cream or the natural so that I could do the next bit, but I didn't. Oh, but nice says mist, coffee, double shot, wildwood. Absolutely. All those colors are available as well if you wanted to do some beautiful color work. It's just in this particular blanket, especially the coffees and the double shots. They're a bit too, I found too many. I did a trial. I'm not going to put the eye candy away. I'm just making some space so I can still work. That's all. I'm going to bring this one over here and work on it because I'm sitting here doing nothing. And I'm feeling guilty that I'm just talking, talk. Where am I? What am I doing? I'm doing that. And the other thing, there was another thing I wanted to talk about. Let me just double check. Okay, the other thing was the cowl, the beautiful fluffy cowl. I decided to get the pattern tested just to double check I hadn't stuffed it up. And I'm just finalizing some bits and bobs there, and then that'll be ready soon as well. So the Leo 2 cowl pattern is nearly ready. I got, how do I put it? I got nervous that things weren't right, and I needed some other opinions to double check, because you get to a point sometimes where you can't trust your own gut. And you probably should anyway, but I don't always. So I was not. I just wanted to double check some things. That's all. Addie Day Designs is loving her. Addie Day picked up some double shot in Leo 2, which she is loving. That is awesome. Odd But Nice is asking about Ravelry pages. Odd But Nice, did I miss something? I'm not quite sure what you're after there. I have put up, the yarns are on Ravelry. And so I've got Leo 2, Pegasus. I think just about everything is up on Ravelry, yarn base wise. So you can add the yarns to your projects. There's a thing with the colorways. I can't seem to add the colorways. I'm not sure how that goes. But yeah, I've got to work that out. But the yarns are there, and you can just write your colorway name in. Jennifer P says, I think that's great to see someone who is enthusiastic about their work. Go Chantel. Thank you, Jennifer P. Odd But Nice, there is the designers Ravelry pages where you can link to get the pattern, so you'll still need to do that as well. And then I actually do have my pattern up on Ravelry. So on Ravelry, I am Fiberific Shanti, all one word. Like, I'll just put it here. You guys can all go friend me on Ravelry if you want. There you go. I think that's right. I may not have spelt it right. The grey is just, isn't it, Julie? I have a real thing about grey. It probably started, when did it start? It started with the rainbow socks, guys. Started with the rainbow socks. And I really love like different greys to create different emotions, and how grey makes colour just pop. And I prefer grey with colour than I do, I prefer grey with colour than even white. I don't mind a good black with grey. Is that violetish or blurple? I'm currently working, it's confusing. Violetish is behind it, but this is blurple that I'm working on right now. They're quite different when you've got them side by side. And not on this camera. This camera is terrible, guys. It's actually a really good camera. That's the issues I'm having. It's a really, really decent webcam. It's still a webcam. But the color, it just doesn't seem to work very well with my colors. I don't know why. Game Widow says it's so hard to find a nice grey. Some are too blue or purple, wanting a decent charcoal, but it's tricky. I agree with you. It's very tricky getting a nice grey. I had a problem with some of my colours going a bit sort of bluey grey, not bluey grey, that purpley grey that I know you're talking about. I had to do some tweaking and bits and bobs, and it was definitely better. And I really like this grizzle grey. When I first dyed it, I have to confess I was a bit like, that's a little flat. But then when I started working with it with the colours, oh, it's totally changed my attitude on it. Good morning, Tammy Brand. Welcome to the live chat. Annie is saying, look at them in the small square. Absolutely. This camera here is a better camera. It's a better quality camera. But I can't swap them because that one's built into my laptop and it would be weird. Speaking of asking if we will see Tammy tonight, we have Caffeinated Crafters is on tonight at Browns Plains Village Square Coffee Club. And for those of you that can't make it tonight, we also are having a Knit in Public Day on Saturday at Caffeinated Crafters venue of the Coffee Club Browns Plains Village Square again. So if you want to come and hang out with us and craft and drink coffee and whatever it is that you like to have at the coffee club, then you are more than welcome to join us. Just over on Facebook, I've got some events. If you let me know in the events if you're coming, so I can make sure we book enough chairs, because it's a pretty busy place sometimes. We do need to double check we've got enough room for everybody. If you think you might make it, even put that in there and send me a message saying, hey, I've put maybe, but it's more than a maybe, it's a possible maybe. That would be great. Tweak to perfection. Thank you, Julie. Now, who is it? Annie wanted to know if I could hold up the blurple to the other window. Oh, so they can see the difference. All right. So I'm going to do that now. We've got, this is the violetish. Okay. And this is the blurple. Now I'm going to see if I can hold them both together so you can get a comparison of the two. We'll see. Hang on. It's only a little square, you guys. I'm trying to make it fit. Hang on, I have to wait. There we go. No, that didn't work. What about there? Hang on. I'm just waiting for it to appear on the other camera. So even in the other camera, the blurple's coming out a little blue. But yeah, it's very hard. I can always take a photo comparing them on Instagram as well if you have a look over there as well. I'll get a photo over there today to make sure we can compare them. What is this pattern called? This is the Charlotte's Dream Crochet Blanket from Deirdre Us. Where goes? Hi, Leanne. I didn't see you in the chat. Oh, and Tammy's not coming tonight because she's preparing for her trip. Oh, thank you. Naturally dyed greys are either purpley grey or browny grey. Oh, that's a shame. Your hook looks comfy. How does it compare to others? It is very comfy. This is a Clover Amore hook. They've got a nice, they fit well in my hand. I like them, and I know everybody's a bit different. I actually found I was a tulip girl for a long time, and then when I started using the Amore hooks, I found that my tulips have gone a little to the wayside. And yeah, it's very comfy. I can work for hours. I can crochet for 8 hours and not get any pain, which was a problem I was having. It's very comfy. I highly recommend you giving them a try. Could you put Joss, Lipstick and Violetish next to each other? Okay. So Lipstick, Violetish, Joss. So what is it? Joss, Lipstick and Violetish. Okay. All right. I'm getting all three here. See what I can do. And hold them up. Can you see all three there? I'm not sure. I'll have to wait till it appears on my little camera down here. No, you can't see the Joss. There we go. Bring it down a little. It's hard. Hang on. It's very difficult getting bits of all the colours together. What if we do this? Does that work? This is very tricky, you guys. Anyway, okay. Freaky Geek kind of knows a famous YouTuber. Which one, Freaky? Joss is coming. That's good to know. Thank you. I prefer the clover and moors over the tulips as well. Actually, speaking of hooks, I've just got a brand new hook to give a try, which I have not tried yet. I was gifted a gorgeous, 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 a gorgeous furls. Is it acrylic? In this, it's a white one, and it looks like it's opals. Like, I'm not kidding. And it's beautiful. And my giftee is an absolute amazing person who gifted it to me. And it is, I just haven't used it yet, and I really, really, really want to use it. Good, they're a fade. Now the greens. Okay, I don't know if the greens work as well together. Hang on. But yeah, they definitely work together. All right, let me have a look here. This is not boring for everybody, is it? I hope. There we go. I'm just trying to get a bit of the agave. There we go. Let's see what we've got here. That bottom camera really can't deal with these greens. Yeah, I'll have to get some photos because the greens are not showing up great. Maybe I'm holding it up too high. Hang on a second. I'm trying again. It's really struggling with the middle green. It's not as weirdy color that they're doing. Love a good fade. I'm just going to move those back just so they're all in their right places. What I can do is, send me some messages on Instagram just to remind me, and I'll get some photos of the little groupings of colors and put them into a post on Instagram. I won't be mentioning our special deal on Instagram just yet. This special deal is just for you guys over here. But if you want in on the special deal, PM me on Instagram. So yeah. Hi Mel. She's working and listening. So welcome to the chat, Mel. Kim says the furls take some getting used to. Yeah, they're definitely a different shape, but this one's also really light, which I love. The furls of yours that I tried, Kim, they were quite heavy. So, but I'll see how they go. Julie says, I have the clover soft touch, but want to buy my sister-in-law a new set of hooks. Not many local crocheters here to ask. Where are you, Julie? Yeah. Game Widow says, I invested in every size of clover or more, and not a bit sorry. That's so funny. But Nice says, they all pop in their own way. The more I look at it, the more I think I like your colours. Oh, thank you. Yeah, they definitely do all pop in their own way for sure. I do try to make each colour stand alone good, if that makes sense, so that we can, to make sure that we can, get something pretty no matter what we're making, because our time is precious. Our crafting time is not unlimited. And I don't like to fight with yarn, and I don't like to fight with tools. There is Snowy, while I was away, apparently slept on some of my things because she missed me. Tulip Edamo fan in Annie. That's awesome, Annie. They're a nice hook. They only became second place to me once I got my hands on these clover and moors. I'm not a fan of the soft touches. I think they're better than just a bare metal hook. But at the end of the day, if you need a particular size hook, it doesn't matter what brand does it. We just use it. Are you in Mandurah in WA? Oh, so you are in Australia. So Julie, keep an eye out. I get the full sets for about $75, I think it is, on my website at fibrific.com.au. The other option is you can just buy a single hook in your favorite size and give it a burl and see what you think. But yeah, the sets come out really good value. Where are you? My sister-in-law is using boys. Anything has to be better. But I'll tell you, some of those boys fans, they love their hooks. They love how simple they are. That's the thing. Like, we might think they're better, and I agree with you, but I do think that's a thing to be aware of. She may love her hooks. Oh, but Nice says, I have every Clover soft touch, but I'm building a tulip set too. I think it's important. So I've got my tulip set, right, which I got given as a gift. So I've got a really nice little pouch set that I love. But I found, because 3 mils are not a standard hook in most sets, but I did buy the extra 3 mil for the tulip set. But I found that because the tulip, the actual hook is only even up to about here, and then it tapers to be slightly thicker. And that's great for most things where you don't have lots of yarn overing going on. But I found that especially when I was doing these front post stitches, it was making my front posts a bit baggy, which could be just how I was crocheting it as well. So I jumped over and grabbed one of these because it's not tapered. It's totally in line. It tapers just a dash, but it's just all the way up here. So it's just this little section here that tapers. But yeah, but it's, everyone likes their own thing. You know what I mean? Like, we shouldn't assume that she doesn't like her tulip, unless she said she doesn't like it, which then I'm like, get us some decent ones. Kathy Bryce says, I bought a full set of Clover Moore, which I really like. I also bought a few of the soft touch, which helped with my tension. I tried an Addy, but it didn't work for me. Yeah, are the Addy ones the ones with the little sort of swing? I think they look beautiful, but I haven't personally tried one to be able to sort of, give you my 2 cents worth. I know someone who has Clover sets on their website. So do I. Chris Bragg says, I love my touche crochet hooks and my Clovers. Okay, I've not heard of touche crochet. That's a very clever name though. Kim says, I have the grey tulip set. That's what I've got as well. And the pink tulip set and the steel set. Kim's got all the sets. Do the soft touch ones come in a set? Not from my distributor. That doesn't mean that they don't, because I also know my distributor doesn't have the sets in the cases. We just get the sets in the box. So I'd have to have another look. I could be wrong, but my distributor doesn't have them in sets. But if anybody knows if the Amours come in a set, not the Amours, the soft touch come in. For those of you that are wondering, the soft touch are what I informally call the poopy golds. So if anyone's wondering what I'm talking about, it's the poopy gold hooks. I used to have the regular Amour set too, but I sold that to Andrea. Ah, there you go. Andrea scored some good hooks. I only have 2 types, the round barrel or the ergo. The round barrel didn't do it for me, and I hated the ergo with a passion. Lincraft have crochet hooks made by a company called Knit Sticks. Is it weird that a Knit Sticks company make hooks? Because that sounds weird to me. I agree with Adaday here. Everyone's hands are different with different hand holds as well. That's right, because I hold like this, but I know some people hold like this. And then there's variations on both of those as well. So absolutely. Find whatever suits you and lets you crochet for longer. Absolutely. My backup set is Provo Craft interchangeable version that had 2 handles, and one is trigger shape. That's a godsend for grannies. I'm going to have to look those up. I've not heard of those, and they sound really interesting. Simone says the Addy hooks are good for lefties. Would it make a difference? I'm just having a think, because I crochet left-handed. I could use these either way, because it's totally symmetrical. There's no lean towards one way. So yeah, I could use those both ways. But yeah, I had never thought of different hooks being better for left or right-handers either. Look at all these things I'm learning. You guys are the best. The The Clover Soft Touch used to come in a set with a pink fabric or roll case. I'll have to have a look it up. And Kim says the Addy sets remind her of toothbrushes. They do a little, don't they? And Gamer Widows, is that somebody that you know that makes hook rolls? That would be you, I'm assuming, with all your amazing bags that you make. Addy Day's got to run. Bye, Addy Day. Have a great day. But yeah, so I'm just having a quick look through my list to make sure we did discuss everything. We did, yes. And I'll go through it again very shortly. So those of you that don't know what we were talking about with the special deal on the blanket, I'm about to have another good chat about it. But in the meantime, I'm going to have another talk about Fiberific Inspo. So those guys, those of you that were here like right at the start, you've probably already heard most of this, which is each month going forward, now that it's cool enough, we've got our dye streams coming up. So we've got one next week. Now, I don't know if we'll do one in July. I'll have to have a think about it because it's very, very busy. But we've definitely got one next week. And if you want me to dye yarn to match your picture, I need to see the picture. So pop it over on Instagram, #FiberificInspo, and we'll go through and I pick a few pictures for each week's dye stream. And then if it's something that you really, really like and you like the colour, what I do is the person whose photo it was, they get a sneak preview of how they came out of the pot and an option for first refusal. So there's no, you don't have to buy it. If you don't want it, don't buy it. It's that simple. But you get first refusal if you don't want it. And then it goes up onto the website the next day by around sort of noon-ish, under the Fiberific Limited range, because it's through the dye stream, and so we don't repeat the dye stream colours. So if you want your yarn, and if you have a preference, if you would prefer it in 4-ply or DK or a lace weight, add that in as well, so that I've got an idea of who wants, what or not. If you've got no idea, leave it blank. So how's the toe? Oh, it's a lot better today, I can tell you that. Those of you that are wondering what I did to my toe, while I was in Sydney, I was staying in this very nice hotel that had this really big bathroom, which is great, and the door had like a little metal doorstop. So I had the door closed and I leant over to grab something and crunched my 2 bottom toes on my right foot straight into this metal doorstop while it was they were very cold. They were cold. And then I had to do quite a lot of walking Sunday. So I've sort of, checked my toe and it looked sore and it felt sore. But I bundled it up into my socks and popped my shoes on and got going because I had to get moving for the day, and kind of tried to put it out of my mind. It was always niggling because it hurt all day. And then I got home, after flying and all that. I think according to my phone app, I walked around 8 kilometers that day. And my foot was very sore by the time I got home. And when I took my shoes off, I noticed there was a bit of blood in my shoe. And then I got my sock off, and it was not good, to say the least. It was very painful, and I thought maybe I'd broken my toe, but I don't think, based on how fast it's healing, don't think I broke it. I just think I made it very angry and sad and very sore. There's not much bruising, so I don't think it's broken, but it's not great. It's not great. Today it's a lot better. It's not strapped today. I had it strapped all week. I had those 2 toes plus the next one all sort of taped together. But they were very angry toes, and had to just sort of keep going and sort of thing. Andrew says, I saw a photo and it doesn't look pretty. No, it didn't feel pretty. Let me tell you that right now. But yeah, I don't think it's actually broken, but it was very, very sore. Very sore. Can you still put your foot behind your head? No freaky, but I don't think that's because of my foot. I think it's because I can't do that. Um, but yeah. And he says, I can't submit my photos yet because I can't afford to do both my Charlotte and a dye stream. I have been Charlotte Tunnel Vision. I'll submit my photos in August. Okay, Annie. No problems. Um, so you should not walk around barefoot. That's true, Kim, but I got out of the shower, so I don't tend to wear shoes in the shower. Yeah. Natalie says if I'd known about the toe, I could have driven everyone to lunch. Well, Natalie, we were told that it was just around the corner. you know. So it was lunch was a dash further than we thought, partly because we did not follow the partly because we didn't follow the instructions and we didn't turn when we should have turned. Um I don't wear shoes in the shower. I don't know about the rest of you. I mean, not to judge, but I don't. Not in my own personal shower or my hotel shower. And even if I'm in like the dodgy showers at like motels and things, I will wear thongs, not shoes. I once cut the back of my ankle on a door. The amount of blood. Doors are surprisingly lethal. Doors are lethal. Absolutely. Camp showers, yeah, no, definitely wear thongs for a camp shower. Um, so yeah, it was how do I put it? It that day of walking on that foot and even getting home and the next day and the next day did not put a dampener on my weekend. Does that make sense? That's how good my weekend was, going and visiting with all the girls and hanging out. It was so good that nearly breaking my toe still did not put a dampener on my toe. Natalie said it was worth the walk though, so yummy. The walk back up the hill, not so much. I agree with you. Absolutely. That walk back up the hill, not my favourite. Definitely not my favourite. I had to go slow because I'm very unfit with busted knees and a busted toe that day on the opposite leg to my busted knee. So that made it fun. That made it very fun. Um, so yeah, but it was such a good day. I met for those of you that don't know, um, I met up with Deanne from Adobe Designs who was running the class, and Natalie Powell was there, and also Mishi Moo was there. I don't know Mishi's real last name. I realised that the other day. Also Claire from Bob Wilson 123 was there, and Kylie from Fiber Lily, and Elizabeth from Earl Grey Crochet. So we had a fantastic day of just hanging out. We all did our class together and then we all went off and had lunch. And then most of us came back after lunch and hang out. Oh, and Catherine from the Australian Wool Store. Sorry, Catherine, I nearly forgot to mention you. Whoops. Oversight. Um, um, and he's right, but I already put my kitty pics up. What do I do if you pick them? Odd but nice. If I do the kitty pics, which the reality is I'm been drooling over them, so there's a good chance. We've got some options. So if you've got yarn, especially if I'm shipping it internationally, we can check and look at whether or not it's better value to ship them all together or whether or not you're better off holding off. And if you have first refusal, so if you want that yarn, I will hold it for you for a little while. Not for too long, but I can definitely hold it for a little while, especially if you're looking at buying, such a big kit. I understand that, we're not all made of money. I really get that. Don't worry. We'll sort something out. And he says, drop my laptop on my big toe. Oh my gosh, and broke it. The second bone down in 4 places. I'm having flashbacks of the pain. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. And was your laptop okay? Because that's the thing, isn't it? Your laptop can do some serious damage before it's damaged. It probably just bounced off. Your toe saved the laptop. Absolutely. Excuse me, I'm getting a frog in my throat. I'm just going to pop that there for a second. Oh, goodness me. Gamer Widow's broken one of the metatarsals by dropping a slab of $2 coins on my foot. Believe it or not, this wasn't the only coin-related bank teller injury I had. Oh my gosh. Oh, Sally, this is terrible. Oh my gosh, you guys, we're all clumsy. We're all clumsy. We trip and we crunch. Pip and Poppycock says, the mohair you use for the cow, do you still have that base? I do. As a matter of fact, I'm just checking where my microphone is. I'm just going to lean back. I still have the yarn for the cow in both colours that I made it in, as well as more colours still available. Plus, I just got a shipment in undyed, so they just arrived. So we've got all these colours currently in stock. Plus, I've got more in the undyed. So they just arrived last week. Just throw those back up there. So yes, so let me know what you need, Pip and Poppycock. I've got it. Something. Nothing you can do for a broken toe. Nope. You can just sob and you can strap it. That's it. Okay, thanks. I could never say no to yarn based on my fur babies, but I could say wait for it. Excellent. Good. Is it 100% mohair? No, it's not. Excuse me. It is 70-30, so it's 70% kid mohair, 30% silk. Pippin wants the mist, I bet. If you want mist, let me know, Pippin. And I will see what I can do about that. I posted an inspo pic and trying to think what base you'd like. Oh, okay. Well, it's called Leo 2. That's our Leo 2 base right there. I'm just trying to think, do I need to put a stitch? I'm going to stick one in there. If I can always take it out if I don't need it. If I work out later when I'm counting, because I'm not going to count now. Because you guys are here, and Kim especially, Kim is terrible. Do what's called the buddy system, meaning tape the toe next to it. Absolutely, that's what I did. I had to tape 3 toes because I crunched 2. So I needed to tape that 3rd toe to get that sorted. Now I need to add in this guy. Where is the end? Which is the one I already did. I need to just check something. That's not it. This is the one. Corners, what are you? Single crochets, which was weird, I thought. Anyway, see, Kim's doing it. I can see that. Terrible, Kim. Worst. Worst friend ever. Just so you know. That's not what friends do. Alrighty, I need to go. That just doesn't seem right to me. Did I do that wrong? Oh, okay. Time me out. I might even do that, Kim. I might even do it. I might. But not today. Let me have a look here. I'm just double checking to make sure I'm doing the right thing here. Chain 2. Standing single crochet. Yeah, no, that's right. I did it right. It feels wrong. Kim needs to be whacked. Absolutely. Sally, you can practice your spanner efforts on Kim. Is Abby allowed to come and play on Saturday? I think so, yeah. I've just been teasing her, telling her she can't come. She's got exams all this week, and she definitely needs some de-stress time. In saying that, she was at State of Origin last night. The cliche Birkenstocks with wool socks. So I'm currently wearing Adidas slides with socks. You can't time out a mod. We could strip them of their hammer though, can't we? We could strip them of their spanner. Let me look. Put user in timeout. Turns out I can time out a mod. Ha! Oh man, but it deleted all your messages. That's weird. Hang on a second. hang on a second. Something bad happened. I accidentally think I did something else. Turns out there's lots of things I can do to mods. Whoops, I didn't mean to delete all your messages. Whoops, sorry, Kim. Good morning, Kim Nelson. It does that with everybody crazy. Oh, gosh, okay. I definitely can time people out. Sorry, Kim. If you time someone out, it does delete their messages. I was just looking at that thinking I didn't do that. Oh, no. Well, we learnt a thing, you know. Kim's going to hate me now. Oh, my gosh. Sorry, Kim. I didn't mean to delete all your messages. But out of nowhere, could you put a skein of Wildwood Pegasus up next to your blanket colours? Just want to see what it looks like. Hang on a second. I don't know if I've got a skein handy. I'll have a look. Hang on. I was taking a photo of one the other day, so I might have some there. I do. Hang on. Wildwood. What colours did you want it next to? Because we can't put it against all of them, but we can put it against a few. It's not like Kim gets muted, all comments are missing. They are. I don't have any mist handy at all. I'm sold out of the mist. I think I've got some mini skeins, but they're far away. I entered a live game chat, said hello, got accidentally timed out, and the girl said sorry many, many times. Oh my gosh. I don't know, like, hang on. I mean, I'm going to have to do it down here. So you're going to have to allow for the, bad colorness going on. How's that? Kim's quit, you guys. She just sent me a message. Oh my gosh. She'll be back soon. I'm sorry, Kim. Kim can't chat. She's been timed out. So she's totally timed out. Oh my gosh. There's too many colors. There's too many colors to lay it next to. Like, I personally think the Wildwood works with so many colors. But I am biased to this stuff. She did, but I didn't realize that it would delete all her messages. Like, I'm feeling very harsh right now. Andrea says that the Wildwood is her favorite brown. It's simply gorgeous. And I agree with Andrea. I definitely love the Wildwood. I think it would work for sure. My biggest issue is with it next to the grey. They're quite tonally similar, but it would definitely work. Timeouts for 5 minutes, and she got timed out twice by accident. Whoops. It's very bad. It's very bad what I did. I'm terrible. So, if you've got a particular colour you want me to hold up to the other camera to, let me know. But yeah. Oh, were you thinking of maybe using the warm and doing it with all the colours rather than the grey? I definitely think it's a bit too much for that, I think. So definitely think the grey works better on that particular front. I did some tests. I have some tests. So around, floating about. I feel the worst. I'm sorry, Kim. I wish I could untime her out, but I don't think there is an option for that. It's just I'll get some with maybe my kitty yarn later. Oh, there you go. Because the thing is, with Australia Post and shipping internationally, we have the same price. So if you buy 50 grams and want it tracked all the way up to 500 grams, it is the same price. It's the same price. So if you order a single skein or a couple of skeins, you're better off trying to bulk it up to the 500 grams because then basically everything else is going free post. That brown is beautiful. It is a beautiful brown. I can't deny it for a second. It is absolutely a beautiful brown. So I like to have my YouTube here. I'm running it off a different thing, but it's just so I can see if everything's working. It's probably going to give me another ad now. Nope, no ads. Good. We'll be waiting for you, Kim. Absolutely, we'll be waiting for her. I feel terrible. Oh, it's 11:11. Thank you, Chintamani. I appreciate the heads up on the time. For those of you that are new here, I get little heads up on the time because I forget what time it is. Yes, I need some, but not in the blanket. Absolutely. And that's how I feel about it as well. I actually think it would make a gorgeous sweater. Honestly, this yarn is quite round. So I think a gorgeous little mini cable sweater would just be amazing with the wildwood. Yeah, and this is a beautifully soft merino nylon blend, so it's gorgeous. Does everyone have live chat on? I think most people do. We do mention it a few times. Just for that, Kim is going 30 minutes longer. Oh gosh. Getting the time before Kim comes back and rouses on you for telling me the time. Good call. Oh man. But yeah, so I've been loving this whole blanket process. And, Annie and some of you others who've been so encouraging have made it possible, which is why I've made the special price deal for those of you in this live stream today or watching the repeat of this live stream before Monday, which is getting everything you need to make the kit. So you get 350 grams. Oops, I just threw something on the ground. 350 grams of the Grizzle Grey, 350 grams in the beautiful natural, plus approximately 50 grams. They're going to be, I just threw that one on the floor too, slightly larger than the 50, but pretty close to the 50 of all 12 of these colours, plus a little packet of stitch markers just to help out with, there's a particular round that you need quite a few stitch markers. And so all of that comes to a value of $380. But any of you that PM me directly on Instagram and ask for our YouTube special deal, until Monday, it's going to be $320 plus post. So if you're in Australia, your post is $8. But if you're international, it'll be more. And I would highly recommend getting it tracked with a value that high. I'd like to be able to know where it is. But we'll have to work out how much the post is for each of you individually if you're getting it done overseas or getting it shipped overseas. So it's basically a $60 saving to get the kit. And going forward, excuse me, next week, once it's up on the website, it'll be a $350 kit. So you get 1.3 kilos of beautiful hand-dyed yarn. And then for everybody, you also, 1.3 kilos of the hand-dyed yarn plus the stitch markers. You go to the website as per the Ravelry listing to grab your pattern. There are some slight differences. It is a 3mm hook, otherwise your stitches end up a little baggy. Unless you're like a super killer, you mean $380? No, there'll always be a discount. It'll be $350 from next week. So you guys are saving $30 on the kit price, and then it'll be $350 from next week. Kim's back. Oh, welcome back, Kim. Thank you, Nature's Crafts. I appreciate that. But yes, the yarn base. This is a wool nylon blend. It's a 21 micron merino unmuled with a beautiful soft nylon blend. It's gorgeous. This would be under the 500 gram or onto the next one. It would definitely be onto the next one because 1.3 kilos is nearly, so that's 1,300 grams. So we would need to work out I'd need to hit the website for calculating the shipping and go from there. Simone's going off to a dye pots. Bye, Simone. Have a great day. You guys, if you're after natural dyed yarns, because I use the processed chemical dyes, but Simone makes naturally dyed yarns with all amazing things. When are the pre-order Chowgu blue shorty sets due in? I'm not sure it's June. That's all they've told me. I put an order into Chowgu last week and this week, and at this stage, I'm still not able to order the blueies yet. I've just got to keep waiting until they become available. But at this stage, all they said was sort of June, and they were hoping for early June. But I don't know. I suppose I still consider the 6th early, don't you? But at this stage, I don't have them yet. But I'll be ordering them the 2nd. They're available to order. And then they take usually about a week, but I think they must be getting very busy at the moment because things are taking just a smidge longer. So it might be about 10 days instead of the normal week. Andrew says, I'm working with some Pegasus at the moment and I'm in love. Yes, it's beautiful to work with. I love it too. I don't know, it's just got such a really nice handle. It feels like there's no nylon in it, honestly. It really just feels like I'm working with wool, but it's so soft as well. So I'm loving it. I really love this base. I mean, and I'm biased. I should love it. That's the thing. I should absolutely love it. Otherwise, why am I using it? But it's good to see when other people are using it. So, that weighs more than my daughter weighed when she was born. Yeah, it does. You should time me out more. I actually got some crochet time. I'm sorry, Kim. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it would delete all your messages and everything. I had no idea. Hey, Rebecca Nelson. Yeah, I had no idea it was going to do that to you, Kim. I just thought it just timed you out. And then when I was like checking to see what I did, I accidentally timed you out again. So sorry about that. Yeah, you get a lot of yarn in this pack, honestly. So much yarn. That I think it's beautiful, and I think it's making a beautiful blanket, and I'm so happy with it. Yeah, I'm really loving it. It's just Andrea's describing how the yarn works for her. It's just gliding off her hook, and there's no effort. Yeah. Oh, Kim, all her links are gone. Oh my gosh, that is terrible. There's no way to undo it either, which is what's really annoying. Is there's no way for you to go, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to time that person out. Well, I mean, I did mean to time her out because she was daring me to time her out. Kim says that's okay. We'll post them in Facebook. Excellent. So for those of you that don't know, we have a group over on Facebook called the Fibrific Fun Zone, and and Kim goes in there after the live chat and pops in all the links that we've discussed throughout today's live chat over on the Fun Zone. Kim, if you wouldn't mind also adding in a link for the Leo 2 over there so Pip and Poppycock can find it on the website easily later on. Christine says the plumber is here to fix the taps. Fantastic. See what you did, Shanta. I know, I feel terrible. Freaky Geeks chatting with Janine. Sorry, I didn't mean to read that out, you guys, when you're having your own convo. Lindsay says, I've accidentally reported ads by trying to hide them. It happens. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I hope it's not too scary over there, Christine. That, it's not a bad thing. Are you just replacing taps or has there been badness going on? I had a friend who reported was it an Instagram? No, it was a Facebook account because of content that they were posting in DMs. Their account looked fine, but what they DM'd people was terrible. So they took a screenshot and reported them. And then my friend actually got put in Facebook jail for unnecessarily reporting people, which was really weird. And it's just like, dude, they're posting really bad stuff. What's the yardage on this 4-ply? It is 390 meters to 100 grams. I don't do yards and ounces. I'm sorry, you might have to check that one. But yeah, there's good yardage on this as well, which is nice. Rebecca Nelson, you missed me accidentally timing out. Well, no, you missed me timing out Kim, which wasn't an accident, but what I didn't realize it was going to delete all of her messages on being timed out. Like, that feels a bit harsh to me. Do you guys think that feels a bit harsh if you time someone out and all their messages are deleted? I don't know. Maybe does that happen when we time out somebody else? Like, I thought, well, maybe if you time out a mod, because if you feel you have to time out a mod, then that's like extra punishment because they're above and beyond. But yeah, so some of the other things that we discussed was, I'm just going to pop this here because I've just looked at the time. Some of the other things that we discussed is that there is now a pre-order, free postage pre-order link available for people who want to purchase things and pick up at Redlands. Then after Redlands, I'll set that up for Bendigo, so that people who want to make sure that they get something and want to be able to pick it up from Bendigo, yeah, I like it. I like being able to do it, so I don't forget that one thing that I really, really wanted to make sure I went. In saying that, I have forgotten to go to the store that I pre-ordered before, so um, yeah, it's one of those things. But I end up having to pay the postage after all. But yeah, so it's really convenient to be able to do that. So we talked about having our pre-order all set up for Redlands. We talked about our beautiful kit that we've got our special for. If anyone's got any questions, throw them in. We've only got a little bit of time left, so I want to make sure I can answer any questions that you have about our lovely Charlotte's Dream kit made in the Pegasus yarn. And then I also discussed Fibrific Inspo to let you all know that next week is a dye stream. Annie's asking if everyone hit the thumbs up. So thank you, Annie, if you could, if everyone could make sure they thumbs up, because it goes, what that does is you commenting and you thumbs upping means that Instagram go, hang on, people are enjoying this, and they actually like notify more of those of you that have subscribed to the channel that we're live. And that that it's fun. And so unfortunately, it's like people like Rebecca probably didn't get her notification till a bit later, so it's a bit frustrating in that regard. Like, because I personally think if I've subscribed to a channel and I've ticked that bell icon, I should get notified the second a video goes up. That's how I see it. I don't hit the bell for everybody, but I feel like I should get the notification when I've hit the bell. But it doesn't happen. YouTube I don't know why YouTube do it that way, but they don't do it that way. I watched an article about it, and YouTube think that it would be annoying if if people got that many notifications. I'm like, if you don't want the notification, untick the notification bell. Anyway, logic does not get to prevail in this front. But yeah, so and I do highly recommend that if you really enjoy these live streams and you don't want to miss one, pop it in your own calendar. Like, work out what time it starts for your time zone. It's 10 a.m. for me here in Brisbane, and then I get a notification on my calendar saying, hey, that live stream's starting in 10 minutes, so I've got time to get a cuppa. I'm ready. And I do that for a couple of people that I know do live streams when I get a chance. Yeah. Kim says, big thanks for all the inclusion on your replay videos. I usually watch the replays nowadays and felt included. I do try to remember to make the replay people feel comfortable, because I understand what it's like to not be able to watch. So I hope you do feel included if you're watching the replay. And I do try to make sure, like, we've got this deal and it's going until Monday, to make sure that those that can't see it today have got time to. It's only a few days, I know, but it's the best that I could it was like the happy medium of what I could do. Kim's a short troll. Oh gosh. You guys are awesome, by the way. I just wanted to point that out. We've got some amazing people over on Patreon who I wanted to call out today. Those on Patreon have been getting to see some of the new videos early. as they come through. We've got a few more to come that'll be ready to come through soon. So they're getting to see that, and I'm saving up for a new piece of gear, which I will talk about a bit later on. It will make dye streams a bit easier, but I'm just saving up for it right now. And so that we can have, more stuff going on. There's actually two pieces of gear that I'm saving up for. One's a better overhead camera, so we can do better lights, okay? Not better lights, better color, because it does bug me that you guys don't get to see what I'm seeing. So I'm saving up for a new camera, but I'm also saving up for a wireless lavalier mic. So I've got a little microphone down here. I'm just going to lift it up so you can see it. I've got my little microphone. And when I'm sitting, it's perfectly fine. Or if I'm just standing doing a normal video, it's perfectly fine. I'm finding I struggle with it a little bit when I'm doing the dye streams. It's got a nice, really long cord on it, so I'm not being hampered distance-wise, but I have tripped over it a couple of times. And so I really need to work out, and there is equipment to buy. It does exist. So yeah. Kim Nelson's asking for any VidCon news or updates. VidCon has announced its Australian dates. Do I do the $600 ticket event? I've been doing just a normal creator pass, which is around the $150 mark ticket. But this year, if I decide to go, which I haven't decided whether I'm going or not yet, but if I do decide to go, I will be doing the industry pass ticket. And don't forget to update the Facebook group description with all your affiliate links. I'm actually going to do a separate page, Kim, with all my affiliate links. So that you guys can see, because I do have lots of different affiliates. Some of them are not yarn related. Some of them are for YouTube education, technology, things like that I use during this video creation. And some of them are things like I've got affiliate links for Knit Picks and Blueprint and a couple of others that are yarn related as well. So, and how those work is if you click on those links, they're an affiliate link. It's a very small percentage, but I get a little sort of kickback for the sales that I've sort of, pushed towards their websites. And it's a really helpful way to help me save up and pay for equipment. It's not free to run a YouTube channel. At least in how we've done it here, I've got professional grade lighting. I've got, a decent-ish camera-ish. I have to have a decent laptop to make it work. All these things, that they do cost, and so I try to make it so that unless you want to chip in, you don't need to, and the videos still exist. But for those of you that can, there's options. There's total options, and even doing things like buying my yarn, that absolutely helps. Like, all things help. Every little thing helps. So you guys are brilliant. Love the wink on ish. Yeah, it's decent-ish. Do you know, it's better. It's a much better webcam to use for my face than it is for my yarn, which is weird. I don't know what the deal is with it. It's actually quite a decent webcam. But I think it's also had a lot of use, and it's been in a dye shed. I think it just might be dying, I think is what it's boiling down to. So yeah, but anyway, you guys, I've had a fantastic live chat today. I've barely drunk any of my tea and my throat can feel it, let me tell you that right now. I've had so much fun. I've got to get on and keep going. I've got orders to pack. I've got heaps of yarn to skein. Andrea and I dyed tons of these colours last week, and they're just sitting there waiting for me to twist them up. So get all that done. If you guys have got any particular colours that you want to see me do, send me a message. Let me know, and I'll see what I can arrange for you. Have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic weekend. Get your hooks out, get your needles out, spend some time doing things for yourself. Even if it's 5 minutes, we can all spare 5 minutes, right? So have a fantastic weekend, and I'll catch you all next week for the dye stream. Bye.